It's David. Welcome to Cross Fitness, helping men and women get in the best shape of their lives, one workout at a time. So I'm super excited to share a short series with you on these little mini videos to encourage you. I'm calling it Fighting Back When Life Gets Hard. And let me set a little context. I'm riding my bike, training for a half Ironman, and a school bus comes into the bike lane and hits me. Okay, breaks my pelvis, my arm, messes up my life, my bike, all that kind of stuff. So, I'm processing this situation. Why do bad things happen to good people? I mean, that's a perennial question that scholars and people smarter than you and me have tried to figure out for a long time. So I came up with a little phrase that I want to walk you through this week. I'll just say it, and then I'm going to break down the 5 components of this phrase each day, and maybe it'll help you and encourage you to get through what you're going through or your loved one, okay? So here's the phrase. As I was just kind of healing up, processing, I said this. I said, God did not cause it. God did not prevent it. God allowed it. God was with me through it. And God's making me better because of it. Okay, that's the phrase. So let me take the first part and we'll unpack this a little bit. Number one is God did not cause it. God gets blamed for a lot of things that he did not do. Isn't that right? Is this an act of God or a force of nature, from tornadoes to hurricanes and floods and all of those kinds of things? Really, the root cause is Adam and Eve in the garden, 2 trees, 1 rule, and they broke that one. In Genesis chapter 3, we had the fall of man and sin entered the world, and here we are. Okay, so there is that. And then there's a real devil at loose. Lucifer took 1 out of 3 angels and conned them and said about the Most High, I think we can take him. And he seductively deceived 1 out of 3 angels, and they went with him in the rebellion, And now here they are, and they're causing a lot of havoc, raising hell, right? Okay, and then there are people, good people and bad people. Accidents happen. Bus driver wasn't the worst guy in the world. He just didn't see me and hit me in the bike lane. So okay, and that's how injuries and things happen, And so God did not cause it. I don't want to blame God for the bad things that happen to me or people that I care about, and neither should you. And that's helpful to know. And so, at the end of the day, when things don't go your way, we have a choice to make. What are we going to do in the inside job on our head? We can reframe it and just say, it happened. God didn't cause it. And God is good. And if I'm not dead, God is not done with me, evidently. Okay? So, there's that. And just to think on that and ponder that, contemplate that, muse and meditate on that. And so the big idea behind the first component of this statement, to fight back when life gets hard, is that God didn't cause it. Now, what do we know that God does cause? Well, we know Romans 8:28, he causes everything to work together for good to them that love God and are called according to his purpose. We do know that he causes that. We know that every good and perfect gift comes from God. God's not going to do anything to you to intentionally, malign you, cause you to sin. The devil, can't make you sin, and God won't make you sin. You and I choose to sin each and every time through our own free moral agency and volition. So there's that. There's a lot of cause and effect, a lot of sowing and reaping going on. These are biblical principles in the Bible. And so we need just to be very careful who we lay blame at. And God may not be the prime suspect when that bad thing happens to you or your loved one, okay? So think about that today, and maybe that'll bring you some comfort so you won't knee-jerk into a bad attitude or bad theology, okay? All right, so I hope that helps. We'll continue on more with this statement tomorrow. For now, I'm David, your virtual mentor, reminding you that I'm always for you. I'm never against you, and I'll see you in the next video.